Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. We are back for episode number 3 of Realm NFT, where we are continuing to progress through season 6, trying to give you some more advanced strategies and tips and tricks that you can go ahead and use if you've been through a few seasons and you're looking to really elevate your game. If you're looking for more beginner strategies, go ahead and check out my series on season 5. We focused all on the beginner side. Season 6 is all more advanced types of strategies. In today's video, we will go ahead and go through my progress so far, and then we'll talk about basically research. Talking about the research, I give you my strategy that I went through at least for this season. I'm tweaking it. We'll just say that it's not 100% perfect. Love to get anyone's feedback, so we'll talk through that here shortly. But I wanted to go ahead and wish everybody a happy New Year's. This is my first video since the New Year's, so I hope everybody had a great time, happy, safe time, and happy holidays to everybody since I didn't have a chance to do that. We are back. I was with the family for a few days, so I have not been able to record. This video is actually probably about 2 days late. Normally I try and drop these on a Monday, but we're dropping it a few days late just because I was away with the family. But we are back trying to do daily videos, really get back on the train. Pretty excited for 2023, and I hope you are too. I hope you all have some great goals in mind. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's talk about my progress so far. Last time we talked, I was into South America, on the brink of going ahead into Europe. We'll start with my ranking. You can see my ranking has dropped a little bit. And the main reason my ranking has dropped a little bit is, like I said, I was away for a few days. So I was not able to really check consistently. So I dropped, but I'm still in the top 28. And I think if I push over the next few days, I'll be able to get closer to the lower 28s in this range. I'm happy with it. Again, my goal is still top 50. I knew I was not going to get in the top 10. I just don't have the resources to be in the top 10, but we're pushing. We're pushing to get in the top 50 so we can go ahead and get the 5-star supervisor, because I'd love to show you that next season. Maybe we'll do some more beginner style videos again next season, but we'll talk about that. That's down the road. So in addition to that, I have opened up Europe. I've gone ahead and I've built out and leveled up everything in Europe. In Europe, I focused on 2 things and 2 things alone. First thing was I wanted to get a transport depot. I'll say that right one of these days. That just so I can get the additional resources. As you can see, I am consistently maxed out on my resources, even with almost 45,000 capacity. In addition with that, I went ahead and did 3 training facilities. This is really helping where I can train and pretty much run consistently 4 to 5 missions, and as soon as I have one done, I'm going and producing some more. Also helps out a lot with the daily quest to have as many training facilities as I do. When I open up Oceania also, I'll probably go ahead and do some more training facilities and maybe pick up another round of helpers. I think that's helped out quite a bit. I don't need them. I'll tell you right now, as far as staying in where I'm at in the rankings, I don't need additional helpers. I don't need additional training facilities. But if I really wanted to push, which I'm going to test out some stuff, I would need those additional facilities. I did go ahead and I maxed out the technology. The only thing I didn't max out in technology was the building cost. The first one, the building cost and building speed. It's not really that critical right now because I have most of my buildings already maxed out, which is pretty crazy to think about for this stage of the game. We still have, what is it? If I could click on the right thing, we still have 26 plus days left in season 6, and I've maxed out just about every continent. I'm really at the grinding period where you just run and grind and try and build up my RLM. I'm going to build my RLM for next season. Also just trying to get some additional items in there too. I am still doing researches. We just came off the research weekend where we got the bonus. I hope everybody took advantage of that. I did. We'll talk about that here in a little bit more detail. But as you can see, my focus was a little bit different this year or this season. Last season, I focused on getting helpers as high as I possibly could, which is kind of funny because it was lower than what it is right now. This season, I focused on getting my resource capacity as high as possible with my resources per minute. which is still kind of low. I understand that, but I don't need it super high. Like you can see, I'm already maxed out, and I have even when I'm running troops, it stays consistently high. But the key was I went ahead and got a higher capacity in my storage, which is allowing me to go higher levels on the later continents. What I did previously was I maxed this one out and got stuck. I could not max this one out. I could not get past that level 9 just because my resource capacity wasn't high enough. Because I focused on getting my resource capacity high enough where I could do that, it's actually helped out with my helper capacity too. And I'm continuing to boost those up, and I will continue going forward through the rest of the season. What I may do is once I get to the point where I can remove these research centers, I've been debating whether to put more training facilities in. I don't necessarily think I need those. I'm thinking about maybe doing more housing so I can get this up higher, can make it more, I don't know. We'll play with the strategy here a little bit. All right, that's my progress right now. I am level 22, slowly chugging along. If once I complete this level, I'll go ahead and get another helper just from the level rewards. And then I'll move slowly towards level 25. I think I got to level 25 last season right after the season ended. So if I can get to level 25 by the end of this week, it's huge. It's huge progress from last season. You can see the big difference that's going on here between the beginner strategies and the more advanced strategies. Let's talk about research. And before I jump into research, let me go ahead and give the caveat that this is not a proven strategy. This is just things I'm trying. I will happily take any constructive criticism in the comments. If you have any suggestions, DM me, put them in the comments. Your choice. I'll be happy to test anything out. This is just kind of what I winging it. We'll just say winging it with this season. I'd love to get more of a structured approach to the research. So if you have any recommendations, any suggestions, I'll be happy to take them. As far as my strategy so far, let's jump into here. I tried to get, from the last episode, I got to the researches, both research centers as quickly as possible. This was maybe one of the first buildings that I made in the entire season. And then as soon as I got to the Asia, I was able to put the other research center in there. So I went super heavy, super quick with the research. In order to do that, I had to level this first one up as quickly as possible and make sure I did the research grant. That was as early as I could, try to get that in there. Also, the building permit were high priorities from the beginning, because once you got the 2 of these, you could really, really move forward. After I got those 2 into place, I went back over here, tried to get the most bang for my buck early in the season. So I went ahead and I was focusing on storage to increase that. Once I leveled up, I increased my production, because you need the production in order to be able to run and build and do research. So I was trying to get that up. I don't have it maxed out, and I probably won't max it out. But then next thing I did was I focused on these 3: training speed, training cost, and the rewards. Once this timer's up, this will be maxed out. This one's just about maxed out. I think I need to go one more before it's actually maxed out. So these 3 are pretty early. Why? Because basically just the training speed and cost to run these missions is critical, especially in the early phases. And then the rewards that you get, I wanted to max that out as quickly as possible. In addition to that, I also was boosting up my helper stats. Got them to 3. It just takes some time with these. I'd love to get these all maxed out, but it just takes so long to go through them, because just to do these now takes 7.5 hours. That's without the scientist bonus. If you have scientists, make sure you put them in before you do any research. And then these are also taking 7 hours and 40 minutes. It just takes a long time to go through all the helpers and max them out. I may get to that point. I'm not sure. I could use a whole bunch of RLM and speed up the process. I'm not going to do that. I'm not a whale. I'm saving this for next season now. In addition to that, also very early, I tried to get the leaders that I use quite a bit with the missions as high as possible so I could have the capacity. It wasn't super critical for Africa, Asia, and North America. I didn't need them to be maxed out. Once I got to South America, and especially when I got to Europe, I needed them maxed out because my leaders that I go on missions with are still relatively like they have some levels to them. It's, for example, this guy, anyone anywhere you see a business card, those are the ones I consistently use. But they weren't high enough to really run missions in Europe and some missions in South America. So I had to make it a priority to get those boosted up as quickly as possible as far as your leadership capacity goes. And then a little bit later stages, I maxed out the leaders that I use on a consistent basis: the economist, the general, the hacker. I'll get maxed out here shortly, and then the trucker. I'll get maxed out here shortly. So those were the main things I focus on. Once you got through all of that, then it's kind of where are you at in the stage. At this point, you could go ahead and increase housing. As far as my future, the next week or so, I'm going to increase housing. I may put one more into production. I may put one more into storage. I'll definitely put more into mission speed. I want to get that maxed out here shortly. That'll probably be my next priority. And then I may do some more of the helpers. I may do some more of the RLM, so I can increase my salary. And then at some point, I'm going to get to where I'm just going to go ahead and remove these research centers and replace them with whether it's a housing building or another training facility. That's kind of where it is with how I'm approaching research this season. Please, again, in the comments or in DMs, if you're not comfortable writing in the comments, reach out to me. Let me know strategies, any feedback that you may have, any suggestions that I could go ahead and do for season 7. I'd be happy. I'd actually really appreciate trying a different approach in season 7 to see how it goes. I'm here to experiment, so you guys can get some good strategies. Hopefully each season we're able to pick up a few things that work really well. I'm happy to be the guinea pig. So let me know if you have any suggestions, any items that have worked for you in the past. I'll be happy to do that. But that's my strategy so far. Let me also know in the comments down below, where are you at this season? What's your ranking? What's your strategy? What's your goals? Let's talk about it. All right. I hope you all appreciate these videos. I like doing them because I've seen a lot of progress on my side, and I've had a lot of people tell me they've seen progress on their side. So I'm hoping these videos are super helpful for you. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.